When you have multiple servers, clients can't randomly pick one for their requests. They don't know which server is healthy, which server is overloaded, and which server is down. Clients don't know how many servers exist. They send every request to a single entry point. That entry point is called load balancer. Here is what happens step by step. A client sends a request. The load balancer receives it. The load balancer picks a backend server. That server processes the request. The response goes back to the load balancer. The client gets the response. To the client, this still looks like a single server. But how does the load balancer choose a server? This is where routing strategies come in. Let's look at the most common ones. Round robin. This is the simplest strategy. Requests are sent in order. First request goes to server A, second request to server B, third request is sent to server C, then next request goes back to server A. And this goes on. Round robin works well when all servers are similar and all requests take roughly the same time. Some servers might have more CPU, more memory, better hardware. Weighted round robin algorithm accounts for that. Instead of treating every server the same, the load balancer assigns a weight to each server based on how much traffic it can handle. A server with higher weight receives more requests. So imagine for these three servers, server A has weight 3, server B has weight 2, and server C has weight 1. Then server A gets 3 requests for every 1 request sent to server C. The cycle still repeats, but not evenly. It repeats according to the weight of the servers. Another common strategy is least connections. Instead of rotating blindly, the load balancer looks at which server is currently the least busy. The next request is sent to the server with the fewest active connections. This works better when requests vary in complexity. Some requests take much longer than others, but it also means the load balancer must constantly track live server state and keep a count of active connections. Sometimes a client needs to hit the same server every time. With the previous strategies, that isn't guaranteed. Requests can jump between servers and state gets lost. That's where hash-based routing comes in. On the first request, the load balancer takes a unique identifier, like a user ID, session ID, or cookie, and maps it to a specific server. That mapping stays consistent, so the same user doesn't move around the system and they land on the same server every time. This is how systems keep sessions alive. This behavior is called sticky session. A load balancer doesn't blindly trust servers. It constantly checks, is the server responding? Is it timing out? Is it returning errors? If a server fails health checks, it is removed from rotation and no new requests are sent to it. When the server recovers, it's added back automatically. This is how load balancers improve reliability. With a load balancer, traffic is evenly distributed, failures are isolated, and scaling becomes practical. Load balancers solve quite a lot of problems, but they also introduce another potential failure point. That's why load balancers themselves are usually replicated so that there is no single point of failure and are highly available and are carefully monitored.